Netflix's ever-expanding library has welcomed a gem from the international indie scene. Left-Handed Girl, a poignant coming-of-age tale directed by Taiwanese filmmaker Shih-Ching Tsou in her solo directorial debut. Premiering to critical acclaim at the 2025 Cannes Film Festival in May, the film has been hailed as one of the best solo directing debuts of the year by reviewers, who praise its delicate exploration of identity, family, and cultural displacement. Now streaming globally, Left-Handed Girl arrives at a moment when audiences crave authentic stories from underrepresented voices, particularly those navigating the intersections of tradition and modernity in East Asian cinema. Tsou's work, with its intimate lens on a young girl's world, not only enriches Netflix's foreign film roster but also spotlights Taiwan's burgeoning cinematic renaissance, following hits like The Untamed and A Son. At its heart, Left-Handed Girl traces the tender journey of 5-year-old protagonist Ame, played with disarming naturalism by newcomer Nina Yi. When Ame's family, comprising her pragmatic mother Lan Janelle Tsai, and spirited older sister Xiaolan Xiyuan Ma, uproots from the tranquil rice paddies of rural Taiwan to the neon chaos of Taipei, the story unfolds like a quiet revolution. The trio opens a modest noodle stall in the heart of a bustling night market, where steam rises like whispers and the air hums with vendors' calls, sizzling woks, and the laughter of strangers turned familiars. For Ame, left-handed in a world that favors the right, this relocation is more than geographic. It's a baptism into conformity's pressures. Simple acts, learning to twirl chopsticks properly, sketching with her non-dominant hand tied behind her back, become metaphors for the subtle violences of expectation, especially for girls in a society still echoing Confucian ideals of obedience and restraint. Tsou's inspiration for the film is deeply autobiographical, rooted in her own upbringing amid Taiwan's blend of ancient customs and rapid urbanization. Growing up in Taiwan, I often felt confined by tradition and expectations, especially as a girl, she reflected in post-Cannes interviews. I was taught to stay quiet, to follow the rules, to not take up space or draw attention. These edicts, Tsou explained, weren't overt oppression but a pervasive undercurrent. Elders correcting her posture at family dinners, teachers praising right-handed peers for their neat script, the unspoken rule that girls should dim their light to illuminate others. Yet, in hindsight, these constraints became her greatest teachers. They taught me to observe, to listen between the lines, and most importantly to give voice to those who couldn't speak up, she continued. Returning to Taiwan after years studying film in New York, where she assisted on projects like Ang Lee's Life of Pi, Tsou channeled this duality into Left-Handed Girl. It felt like reconnecting with that quiet version of myself and finally telling her story out loud, she concluded, her words carrying the weight of catharsis. The film's visual poetry amplifies these themes. Cinematographer Xiangchun Liu, a collaborator from Tsou's short film days, employs a handheld intimacy that mirrors Ame's unsteady gaze. Wide-angle shots capture Taipei's sensory overload, the kaleidoscope of street food aromas, the crush of scooters weaving through alleys, while close-ups linger on Ame's left hand, smudged with ink or flour as a symbol of defiant creativity. Sound design, too, is masterful. The rural opening sequences hum with cicada symphonies and rustling bamboo, giving way to the night market's cacophony, where Ame's selective mutism, a nod to Tsou's childhood shyness, heightens the auditory chaos. Tsai's Lan is a tour de force, a single mother whose steely resolve masks grief for the countryside life left behind, while Ma Xiaolan injects levity, teaching Ame market hustles like haggling for extra scallions. Their noodle shop becomes a microcosm of adaptation, recipes tweaked for urban palates, fortunes read in broth swirls, bonds forged over shared shifts. Critics at Cannes were rapt, with Variety's review calling it a luminous debut that left-handedly flips the Bildungsroman script. The film's 92-minute runtime belies its depth, weaving in subtle socio-political threads, Taiwan's post-martial law identity flux, the economic pull of cities devouring rural souls, and the quiet feminism bubbling in Lan's refusal to remarry for stability. Ame's left-handedness, far from gimmick, evolves into empowerment. By film's end, she illustrates a mural on the stall's wall, bold strokes defying symmetry, symbolizing self-acceptance. Tsou drew from Taiwanese folklore, like the left-handed fox spirit in Hakka tales, to infuse whimsy, ensuring the story resonates beyond cultural borders. For Netflix, adding Left-Handed Girl bolsters its commitment to global indies, following 2024's past live success. Viewers, algorithmically nudged toward it via tags like family drama and LGBTQ+ adjacent, Ame's handedness subtly queers norms, will find a balm in its gentleness. Tsou, now 38, hopes it sparks dialogue. In a world rushing rightward, this is for the left-handers, literal and figurative, who bend but never break. Post-Cannes, she's fielding offers, a Berlin Film Festival slot, a script about Taiwanese diaspora, but remains rooted, scouting her next project in the night markets that birthed this one. Left-handed Girl streams as a reminder, stories from the margins aren't whispers, they're the left hooks that stagger convention. In Ame's small hand lies a universe, messy, marvelous, unapologetically itself, inviting us to grip it tightly.